Hello everyone, hope everyone's doing well out there. This is Papouz. What does Papouz mean? Papouz means grandfather in Greek. And I am a Papouz, believe you me. And I come from a long line of service-oriented people. My father came to this country back in 1951 after World War II and the Civil War in Greece. And like many Greeks, he got into the food business. You're right. For those of you that are Saturday Night Live watchers back in the day with John Belushi, cheeseburger, cheeseburger, cheeseburger. And believe you me, if I had $1 for every cheeseburger I've made, we'd be on an island in Greece fishing. But besides that, my father and mother left us with a legacy, and that is that they never let anyone go hungry. And whoever came into their restaurants, they were treated like kings and queens, even homeless, those that didn't have and what have you. And we now as a family want to carry that forward. So years ago, decades ago, my father came up with a recipe, a little bit different than the standard salt and pepper that were put onto the meats and what have you. And he put together a concoction of true Greek herbs and spices. And today we call that Papouz Greek Seasoning. And it is authentic Greek seasoning with Greek products and made by a Greek. With that said, you'll see a lot of things out there that say they're Greek seasonings and they use the word authentic and so on and so forth. But that's not true to case. But nonetheless, today I'm going to hopefully have you indulge me and allow me to make our first online meal using Papouz seasoning. Today we're going to start with something very simple. And that's going to be some sauteed shrimp and also a Greek village salad. And you'll see the simplicity of it. And we all have heard how healthy Mediterranean diet is and Mediterranean food. So today, hopefully, you'll get something out of this. And we'd love to hear from you too. If you have a recipe that you'd like me to cook for you and utilize the Papouz spices that can be put on anything, meats, your barbecue hamburgers, your fish, your poultry. It's really good. I think you're all going to enjoy it. But let's start. And first, I've deveined some shrimp. And what you want to use is, they have the 20 to 40 count shrimp, which are a little bit smaller. I like to use the 16 to 20 count shrimp. That gives us a little bit more oomph. And you can buy them already peeled and deveined. I bought these fresh and I peeled them and deveined them myself. And show you a little trick for those that don't know. If you're in your kitchen and you want to basically peel a shrimp, just slide the end of a fork underneath the shell, pop it, and that will give you a head start. And it comes out real easy after that. I'm just doing one, and then I'll show you also how to devein the shrimp, which is also easy. Just take a knife. You want to cut the back of it, sharp knife, and you'll see that you can clean it out just like that. And that way you have a nice clean shrimp. And I promise I'll clean the cutting board as well. So with that said, something else that I do is I don't like to put the shrimp into a bunch of oil, and we strictly use olive oil, and that's Greek olive oil. Without the Greek olive oil, I'm sorry, you're shortchanging yourself. And here's our Papouz. I'm just going to sprinkle on the top a nice abundant amount. I'm going to put our olive oil in there. I'm going to give it a little massage so the olive oil and the Greek seasoning spread throughout. And I'm going to put that aside for a moment. And I'm going to turn my back on you and turn on one of the stove heads here. And that's the shrimp. Now, with that, I'm going to proceed to starting the village salad. Now, Greek village salad really has 4 ingredients, and those 4 ingredients are cucumbers, tomatoes, onion, and feta cheese. You can't go wrong with feta cheese. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the tomatoes. I'll do 2 of these bad babies. Make sure you wash all your vegetables first in cool water. I like cutting them in wedges. And you want to get rid of that little core there. Put that aside. One more to go. I remember that the first day that my father put me to work in the restaurant, I was 8 years old, and he wanted me to wash dishes. Well, I certainly didn't want to wash dishes. But I washed dishes, but I couldn't reach the dishwasher. So that was my excuse, and that was quickly fixed by my father bringing over an old tomato crate and making me stand on it. And it was a pleasure, because I learned more working in the restaurants and the diners, and I'm not putting down formal education, we all need it, than formal education could offer. We heard the stories of people and places and things, and it was a wonderful experience. And what I'm going to do with you can use a peeler on your cucumbers. I use a knife real quick. And then what I do is I'll just leave a little bit of the skin on because they're baby cucumbers. There's one. And I think we'll go with 2 in here today. And then we'll top it off with our onions and feta cheese. So I washed dishes, and I was there watching my father work his heart out, and then eventually, after my younger brother reached a certain age, my mother went to work in the restaurant as well. Lots of stories to tell you, and hopefully you'll tune in so I can share some of those things with you, because they're really life-changing stories. I learned a lot, and hopefully by sharing with you, you can also take those stories and mend them into your own lives. Hopefully they'll mean something to you. So in regards to, as we go along, you'll see that Greeks love to talk, and they love to argue. There's an old joke. What happens when you put 2 Greeks into a room? An argument. And that is true to fact. And a lot of us also, when you hear Greeks talk sometimes, I'll say something to you. Say someone met someone on the street that they hadn't seen in a while, and the one guy says in this tone, «Γεια σου ρε, τι κάνεις, πώς είσαι, πώς είναι η οικογένεια, τι νέα, χρόνια, ζαμάνια». Well, if you don't speak Greek, you think that one's cussing out the other. But basically what the guy said, God, it's so good to see you after all these years. How's the family? How are the kids? How are things going? When are we going to get together again? So you have that passionate tone in Greeks. All right, we've got our salad almost done with the onions, tomatoes, and cucumbers. I'm going to turn around and maybe my young friend here and protege can follow me over to the skillet, and we're going to put some of these shrimp in there and get them going. I was thinking this morning about the anecdote you told me about the shortage of Greeks.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Back in the day, 80s, a New York Times article came out, and that was when, technology was just beginning to come in, and all of these smart guys and gals that were university educated, and they were taking over some of these diners in New York and buying them out from the Greeks. And they were sitting in the corner, a couple of them, thinking they were managing the place, and they had changed the menu and wanted food costs to go down, and they couldn't understand why business had fallen in half. Well, the Greek guy that sold the place stayed with them, and he finally saw what was going on. A customer complained that the plate wasn't as full as it used to be, but the price had gone up. And a lot of Greeks are short. My father was 5'4", 5'5", and he finally went to the customer, gave him a full plate. Customer was happy, and he went to the two young men that were acting like managers and basically had a come-to-Jesus conversation with them. And the article was, there's a shortage of short Greeks. Customer service is everything. Treating people well, with love and attention and what have you. I mean, really, what do we all want? We all want to be paid attention to, wherever we're at. And so that's something that Greeks offer with something that it's definable but not translatable. It's called philoxenia, and that means to be a friend and to be kind to everyone. Philoxenia. All right, we'll let those cook for a second. We'll go back and do our feta cheese. Now, on the feta cheese, you can cut it, if you like, in little cubes. You can also crumble it using a fork. Now, for the dressing in a village salad, again, the staple, the primary staple is Greek virgin olive oil. So now we've crumbled a good amount of feta cheese in there. Can't have too much. Don't be stingy. You got me there? Isn't that good? So now what we're going to do is I'm going to wipe my hands to the best of my ability. And we're going to start with our olive oil. And again, don't be stingy, because what's going to happen is these tomatoes and the olive oil and the red wine vinegar, you can use balsamic vinegar also, but I would say don't do that in a village salad, because it takes away from the taste that all these vegetables are going to produce after they mix with this wonderful red wine vinegar. So I'm sorry to keep you moving there, Andre, and I couldn't be doing this without Andre and Nico, who have gotten us to this point. And I definitely couldn't be doing it without everything that I learned in those restaurants back in the day. And that's going back decades and decades. So, we got to turn those shrimp. And you'll see what a nice color these shrimp are going to have. Look at that. Oh yeah, look at those babies. And you're not getting a lot of shrinkage on these. And this whole meal, if you're doing it yourselves at home, shouldn't take you more than 45 minutes to put together from beginning to end, inclusive with the pasta that we're going to put in the center of it. And next go around, I'll show you how to make some great spaghetti sauce using Papouz seasoning. All right. We'll give those a few minutes, and then I'll take those off. You won't have to come back for that. I'll take them off, and then we'll start plating things, okay? All right, let's go tell some more stories.
we come to a point now where we want to keep everything as clean as you can. Wear your gloves. And we want to go ahead and put all that in the trash. All right. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to mix that salad up, get the cheeses going. Touch on those tomatoes and give them a little touch there so they excrete some of that tomato juice, all natural. And then you can eat this as family style, or you can put a little bit in your plate of the salad. And I would be remiss if I didn't say, hey, we have to have some bread here. Because I'll tell you, Greeks love their bread. This is how I get my slender physique. So the real way to enjoy the salad is to take your bread and dip it in this wonderful, wonderful juice. And I promise you, it is fantastic. And grab some of that cheese and one of these cucumbers and some of that onion. Look at that. Isn't that great? And if you're a tomato lover, you pop a tomato on there. Just go for it. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Let me get the shrimp. I'll be right back. And if anyone has any questions out there, ask me some questions. Look at that. Beautiful! And another thing that goes with most Mediterranean foods is lemon, my friends. You've got to have your lemon. So take your lemon, catch those seeds in your hand, put some of that lemon on those shrimpies, and you are good to go. All right, what am I missing besides my marbles? Okay, I'll be right back. We got the shrimp, we got the salad. I'm grabbing some of the spaghetti. Plating it in the middle. I'm bringing that plate back. If you want to make you nicey for all your guests, you can go ahead and put something together like this. Andre, do we have any questions yet? I know this is our first time live on TikTok, so we're brand new to this, and hopefully over the course of time we'll have some wonderful guests.
Jazz said, I'm coming over for lunch, Papouz.
You're welcome, Jazz.
If you guys have any questions, please ask them in the chat. Now's your chance. Papouz is a very busy man, so we're very blessed to have him right now.
No, I'm never too busy for all of you. I hope that I can at least share some things with you that will make sense in your lives and will be good for you, both to your tummy and to your heart and mind. And normally, if you've been to some Italian restaurants, one of the cheeses that Greeks use on their pasta is called mizithra or kefalotiri. Now, I put cheese on first, and then I put cheese on after I put the sauce on as well, which I'll be right back with the sauce now.
Which cheese was that?
This one was kefalotiri. So I put some sauce on top of the cheese also. So I get kind of 2 layers on here of cheese. Voila! And there's our first dish from Papouz Kitchen. We have sauteed shrimp with Papouz seasoning, a little lemon. We have spaghetti with spaghetti sauce and kefalotiri, top and bottom, and a wonderful village salad with tomatoes, cucumbers, red onions, and feta cheese. And this is Greek feta cheese. So, shall we give it a taste, Andre?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to call Nico over here too, who is in the background doing a bunch of our analytics and all that good stuff that go along with the business. Let me bring you some plates there, my boys. I want to get your true.
It smells so good too. I know you guys aren't getting this through the camera, but it smells amazing.
There's your plates. There's your food. Go for it. Come in front of the camera. Come in back of the camera. I don't care. Let me bring you some goodies. There are some tongs.
There's some tongs here. Should I use these? Or should I leave them?
Oh, I've already used those in something else. Use the fresh tongs. And there's a fork there and a fork for you too. I'll put it over there. Get some shrimp. Oh, let me get you a larger spoon for the salad. Does that look good?
It looks delicious.
All right.
My mouth is watering.
Come on, let's get some cucumbers in there and some tomatoes in there and plenty of feta cheese and onions. And I should say that I couldn't do any of this, even though she's very quiet and she doesn't like to be on camera. I couldn't do any of this without my wife. My wife has, she does not have a Greek name. No, I'm just kidding. My wife's name is Athena, after the goddess of wisdom and war. So be careful. But she's very patient with me, and she's allowed us all to do this and take over her kitchen and all that good stuff. So, Nico, are you going to come and get some? I don't want to be on camera, he says. I don't want to be on camera.
You can grab it from this end.
You can grab it from this end, Nico.
I'll come later.
Well, later's going to be too late. So I'm going to put some in a plate for you then, since you're giving me a hard time. Agapi, would you like some?
I would love some.
All right. Nico, come on. Do you eat tomatoes, Nico?
Yes.
Okay.
It is a Greek village salad.
That's right.
Very fresh.
Today, this is our village.
Thank you.
There you go. And one for Nico, since he's up. So today, everybody, you're in our home. And what an honor and what a pleasure. And we have one of our sons, who is the catalyst of putting together the proper mix for the Greek seasoning, and who's really taken this project on and brought it from the inside of my head to fruition. Couldn't do it without him. And there you go, Mr. Nico. Let me get you a fork, young man. There you go.
Thank you.
Everybody's eating. That's cool. That's great. Get you some napkins so you don't make a mess. There's one for you.
Her kitchen is beautiful. Did you put the seasoning on the shrimp?
Yes. Only the seasoning.
Only the seasoning, nothing else on the shrimp.
Nothing else. There's a napkin for you too. You know what? I'm going to taste one of my own little shrimps here. I love it. I'm not just saying I love it. I love it.
No, it's delicious.
My mother was born on an island in Greece. If you're looking at Greece, to the west of Greece, in between Italy and Greece. And it's a mythological island. It's called Ithaca. And lately you've seen these new movies come up with Odysseus and what have you. And that's the island that she was born on. And Odysseus's wife was named, in the Odyssey, was named Penelope. And thus, a lot of the girls born back in the day, turn of the century, 1900s, up to 1930s, 40s, were named Penelope. That's my mother's name, Penelope. So I get the seafood thing from there. I've been there. I have fished with my cousins. Phenomenal. Fresh octopus, shrimp, fish, you name it. My father was born kind of in the central part of Greece. Those of you that have been to Greece, there's one of the ancient sites is the Oracle of Delphi. His village, just a bit beyond that, north of that. And as my mother's family were fishermen, and that's how they made their living, my father's family they had olive orchards, and they were sheep herders, and that's how they made their living. So we get the meat part from the mountains, we get the fish part from the sea. I'm going to hopefully bring all that together for you. And soon I'll be doing a live and additional YouTube videos doing a hamburger blowout. So I'm going to make the hamburgers from scratch. And while I'm forming those, they'll have the Greek seasoning inside and outside. And I think you'll enjoy seeing those. And we'll do some regular burgers and bacon cheeseburgers, and all the good stuff. So this seasoning isn't just for Greek meals. I promise you, you'll fall in love with it. I have three of our children are wholeheartedly into another brand of Greek seasoning, and have been for a long time, and they put it on everything. Well, since the son put forward this mix, they don't want to have anything to do with the other mixes. They're completely 100% have gone with this particular mix. You'll taste even a little mint in there, and a little basil, and of course the salt, the pepper, the dill, the coriander, just a bunch of beautiful mixes. So that wraps up for today in regards to, I'd love some more questions. I love questions, if anybody has any.
Here's something I wrote a while back if you want to read it. I think it kind of hits on what papouz means.
Let's see if I can see this.
I think you can see it.
All right. Andre wrote, Papouz began the way real food should. This is the first time I'm reading this. In a small family kitchen guided by old world traditions and love for sharing good food. Every recipe comes from a Greek cook who has spent his entire life in restaurants, markets, and, home kitchens. A man who believes flavor
Yeah, the writing's a little...
Yeah, hang on, guys.
Flavor.
A man that believes flavor is something you craft with your hands, your history. I keep losing it. Yeah, you see what's...
You want me to read?
And your heart. He still develops tastes and approves every batch that carries the Papouz name. We're a tiny, this is true, we're a tiny family business, not a factory. We hand cut all of our vegetables, which you might see some on the counter here. We'll talk about those in a minute. We mix every brine on site, fill every jar by hand, and that's this way the flavor stays true. There's no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no shortcuts. Just real ingredients and honest craft made the way food used to be. Papouz is our home in a jar. Fresh like a farmer's market, crafted like the old world, and handmade with love from our family to yours. That last statement is very true. Made with love from our family to yours. Thank you, Andre. Appreciate that very much.
Somebody said Merry Christmas in the chat. Let me see what they're saying. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Happy holidays to your family. Robin Ness.
Robin, Merry Christmas to you too, and a very happy and blessed New Year. And for those that don't celebrate Christmas that are with us, happy holidays to all of you, and a blessed New Year for all of you, with happiness and good health and just everything that comes with that. I like to leave each segment, well, it's going to be my hope that I can leave each segment with something to tell you. And I would ask this of you, and I've said it to many, including all of our grandchildren many times, so they're sick of hearing it, but you're brand new, so you're not going to get sick of me just yet, maybe after the third or fourth time. We all want the same things. We all want to be loved. We all want to be listened to. We all want to be forgiven for mistakes that we've made. I know I've made a bunch. We'll continue so. But do something nice for someone between now and the end of the year. Maybe someone you don't know or someone you don't think they deserve it. You would be surprised what that does for your own self, for your mind, for your heart, even your body. Do that. Keep that in mind. And next time around, let me know by chat how that works for you. I'd love to hear back from you. Any other questions?
Someone asked, where can we get the spice? Let me link it right now. We have papouz.com, Papouz.com. We're on TikTok, we're on the Zon. I can't say the full name of that platform. It's the one everyone uses. And hopefully soon on other platforms as well. So here's the spice. I'm going to pin it right now. It should be up.
Great.
Free shipping included.
And you can stay on the live. I thought that I would cut it because I want to do something else today. I hope it's okay. I'd like to go into some of our usage for some of our Latin food. And what I'd like to do is some pollo asada with corn tortillas, with a bunch of goodies, and also using some of our hot and spicy carrots, Mexican carrots, and our spicy red onions. And for everybody across the board, no matter what your background, our hot and spicy cauliflowers are fantastic. They're very good.
And healthy.
And for our Middle Eastern friends that are, the norm is to have pickled turnips on their plates, which is a staple for them. They're very good, they're excellent. And I think we've done a good job in putting together a wonderful recipe for the turnips. Well, for everything, in fact. I'm prone myself to the onions and the carrots because I love spicy, I love hot. And we go down the street sometimes to a family-run business called Cotijas.
Yeah.
And I clean them out of their onions at the bar. So I'm gonna take them. They make their own, but I'm gonna take them a jar or two and say, here's my gift for you for eating you out of house and home on the onions. But nonetheless, so I'm just gonna move some of this and put it aside and clean up some stuff, and then I'll ask Andre to follow me with the camera so you can see what I'm doing with the chicken, and go from there. So I'll move the salad, and there's more guys here later on if you want more. Does anybody want more food right now?
I'm okay.
You're good? Okay.